Good day, everyone. How are you today? I'm feeling well. And right now, I have a topic for you that I just had to touch. That topic is stemming from the situation of one Glory Johnson and one Britney Griner. Now, if you're not familiar with these two chicks, these are the two WNBA stars who married each other. They had their same-sex marriage or homosexual marriage, lesbian marriage, whatever you're calling it. These two women got together, married each other. But this was a couple weeks after they had a domestic violence case. That was on April 22nd of 2014, of course. And the actual marriage, the day they got married, if I'm reading this correctly, was May 4th. Now, I also need you to know that Britney Griner, that's the one who's like the man in this relationship. She takes on the male characteristics and tries to be everything like a man for some reason. I mean, I'll talk about that later. But she filed for annulment on June 29th. Excuse me, that's actually incorrect. Brittany Griner actually filed for annulment on June 4th. Now, on June 29th, that is when Glory Johnson filed for spousal support for $20,000 per month. And she's also requesting an additional $10,000 for attorney's fees, excuse me. And she's also wants Brittany Griner to pay for a Mercedes that she bought for Glory and continue making payments on it. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, I told you about the initial fight. I told you about the marriage. I told you about the annulment. And I told you about the spousal support. Oh, there's one more thing. There's one more item. And that the domestic violence case, Brittany Griner, they both were arrested, but Brittany Griner ended up pleading guilty to a lesser charge. It might have been a misdemeanor. But Glory Johnson has always maintained that she is innocent and that Brittany Griner was the aggressor. Now, I'm going to go in a couple different directions with this, so I need you to hold on to your seats and listen to the end. At the end of this video, I plan on making some predictions, so I'm not a prophet. Now, here we go. For a marriage that lasted 3 to 4 weeks, not even one full month, $20,000 is not even the question. The question is, should she be getting spousal support of any kind anyway? And I think that, I'm talking about Glory Johnson. I think the answer to that question is no. No, 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 no. The attorney's fees, yeah, I don't know. Then we got to talk about, because she also says her funds were drained by the marriage. That's what Gloria Johnson said. Now, something we got to talk about is Brittany Griner going to be the legal father of Gloria Johnson's twins, because she says she's pregnant with twins and not just one baby. Now, that's a question I'm having a hard time answering. Now, normally when in a marriage, if a woman gives birth to a child to one or more children, so that marriage, he assumed automatically to be the father of those children. And even when they're not married, well, we could just put his name down. This is dad, and well, he's on the hook. until he proves that he isn't the father. So I don't see any reason why Brittany Griner would not be named as the father. I know she says, well, I'm not the pappy, and, well, she doesn't have the equipment to even impregnate Gloria Johnson, but I think legally she's got to be on the hook. I don't see any way that she cannot be on the hook. And God forbid some anonymous sperm donor is on the hook for these twins. And he's like, wait a minute, I ain't got shit to do with this. But it could happen. Now, in this relationship, Brittany Griner assumed the role of a man because, well, they hate gender roles, but she assumed a gender role, and that gender role is the role of a man. She walked like a man. She talked like a man. She wore suits like a man. And she wore one at her wedding like a man. And you know what? I think she's going to get treated like a man. They're already treating her like a man. One of the websites referred to her as a deadbeat daddy. So even though she's a woman, she didn't get to be a deadbeat mommy or a deadbeat mom. She got to be a deadbeat dad or daddy. Even still. Now, with this case, I think the police, when they initially arrested him, they treated him pretty much the same. They make one out to be a guy and one out to be a female in that case. So I'm not going to bring that one. And then in a moment, I guess they're making her out to be the bad guy since, well, she did kind of annul the marriage without telling Glory first about it. But she claims, because I don't know if this is true or not, it could not be, that she was pressured into the marriage under duress by Glory Johnson's threatening statements. Now, even though I don't know if this is true, if I had to guess, I'd say it was. But that doesn't change the fact that she still made a choice to marry this woman. So whatever happens to Brittany Griner, it's all on her. It is her fault. But I do understand her a little bit. But I've been wondering something about Brittany Griner. Why does she feel the need to become a man, to look like a man, to dress like a man, to act like a man? And why did Gloria Johnson want a woman who looks like a man, talks like a man, and acts like a man if she likes women? It's a very strange thing with these lesbians, homosexual women, same with homosexual men. Why would you want somebody who looks, talks, and moves like the thing that you don't like instead of the thing that you say you like? Doesn't make sense to me. But hey, that's what we got going on here. Now, I just want to put something else out to you. Gloria Johnson, despite her ex-wife now being a woman, from the outside looking in, this marriage looks like a normal marriage. When I say a normal marriage, I mean a marriage between a man and a woman. Gloria Johnson still fills the role of a woman pretty well. She's trying to get money. You know, some people say that with marriage, the benefits are equal, which I highly disagree with in a marriage. And only upon divorce does the wife all of a sudden, the relationship is all about money, gaining money from divorce. And you know what? With that, you still see that with Gloria Johnson. She's trying to get money out of this. I don't care what anybody says. You can tell me that, hey, well, she needs some support because she can't play basketball anymore. She can't go overseas. But that doesn't change the fact that she's trying to get money out of that. Do you know how much $20,000 a month is? That's like $4 million over 18 years. Ask Nas's baby and mama. Just saying. So Glory Johnson, despite being a lesbian, she's still very much a woman in this relationship. And Britney Griner, well, it's a guy. And, well, guys get screwed and divorced. So I need you to take notes and really understand that being homosexual does not change the nature of women in homosexual relationships or lesbian relationships. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say some women. Because it surely changed for Britney Griner. Her being a lesbian made her a man. A butch almost. Dyke. Woman who looks and talks and acts like a man. But I'm not... I already talked about that. I don't want to talk about it again. Alright, so Britney Griner, still... Excuse me, not Britney Griner. Glory Johnson, lesbian, still very much a woman. Everything's known for her. Britney Griner's a man. Blah, blah, blah. Well, listen, here are some predictions here. But hold up, before that, I just want to say something else. They fought because, well, them being women and them being homosexual didn't make them less violent. Those things don't change violence. It doesn't make them non-violent. So I need people to stop saying there's no such thing as non-violent. Excuse me. To stop saying there's no such thing as a violent homosexual, because it's complete bullshit. We saw the video where the homosexuals attacked the Christian preachers, and we saw this. We know about all these cases. 2, you got your marriages now. They're legal now. But, I was saying in an earlier video that it wouldn't change anything, really. And I take this case right here as proof that, hey, or evidence at least, that, hey, it really doesn't change anything. And I also want this to be taken as a lesson to anybody who's dating women, normal women. Because Glory Johnson, I think she's still pretty much a normal woman, except, well, she's dating another woman. But other than that, she's still very much a normal woman. And that lesson is, if a normal woman can get money out of it, any kind of situation, she's going to get money out of it. If she's got something to gain, she's going to try to gain it, even at the expense of someone else. I hope y'all caught that. Now, here are my predictions. Britney Griner. Yes, we know for sure she's not the biological father, but she's going to be on the hook for it, and she will be treated as a man. She will have to pay for 18 years of child support and spousal support too. Maybe not 18 years of spousal support, but she's going to have to pay some. She's going to get the male treatment. She looked like a man, wanted to be a man and all that stuff. She's going to get the man treatment. And we'll see how she feels afterwards. I don't think she's going to like it very much, but that's just me. Gloria Johnson is going to probably go through this, get the money, and then she's going to go through the process again. Yeah, she will probably try this exact same process again. I'm not saying she's going to be successful, but she's going to try it again with another person. Not necessarily another woman, but at least with another man. A lot of these dykes, they still get, a cock right up in there. So we'll see about that. I also want to predict that even though homosexuals push so much for their marriages, homosexual marrying homosexual, even though they push for this so much, I think the percentage rate for them getting married by the end of this year will probably be less than 50%. And then the year after that is going to be probably less than 40%. You know how men 20 to 34 right now, 70% are not married. Well, with that same age group, when it comes to homosexuals, I think it's going to be more like 80. Just a prediction by the end of this year. I don't know if anybody's got any stats on that already, but we'll see about that. So let it be known that marriage can be good for some people, but apparently wasn't good for these two chicks, or at least not very long. But divorce could be something really terrible for the one who has the most money. And that's Britney Griner in this case. And also remember Title IV. If you don't know what Title IV is, looking up, and your wife or girlfriend is pregnant, you want to look that up. Remember, the power is yours. Stay away from these tricks.